Alright, let's jump right in to review the Evolution Steel Deck Frame System. At the end of this training, you should have a clear understanding of the following: timeline and design criteria, features and benefits, the actual products and components, some resources we have available, installation best practices, deck board installation, and how to sell to your clients. General construction has relied on wood for years, but as technology evolved, we learned to work with steel. Specifically in the decking and railing market, over the past 20 years or so, composite and synthetic decking has taken a large market share from traditional wood decking. In that same time frame, we have seen a major shift towards prefabricated and pre-engineered railing systems, ranging from steel and aluminum to glass and cable options, providing low maintenance and easier installation and overall safer products. Fortress Building Products got its start in the railing and fencing market, and we're at the forefront of the industry to provide a steel deck framing system. As you can see from the timeline, Fortress started the brainstorming process back in 2010, and over the next few years, we worked directly with professional deck builders and designed a system that provides an easy transition from wood frame decks to steel frame decks. The official launch was in 2019, and we have been evolving ever since. Fortress's design criteria was threefold: provide a basic, complete system, reduce the number of fasteners, and design a system that was easy transition from wood to steel frame while speeding up the installation. Okay, I have to ask, how many of you like sorting through your stack of wood to find the best pieces to use? That's right, none of you. No more downtime crowning or planing joists because Evolution steel frame joists and beams are always straight and uniform pieces that do not crown, twist, or warp. No more callbacks to the job site after installation. Steel is engineered for longer spans with endless design options. If you can build it with wood, you can build with steel even better. Fewer posts, columns, and footers all save time and money. Steel is by far the most recycled product on the planet, and when recycled does not degrade quality, which makes it extremely sustainable. Using steel reduces deforestation, our carbon footprint, and material in landfills. It's a win for you and the environment. The Evolution Steel Deck Frame System is designed to speed installation with the innovative S-ledger, rim joist, and other blocking components. I'll show you how to save time throughout this presentation. Initially unexpected but aesthetically beautiful, our black sand, which is a fine textured matte powder coated finish, provides a unique modern finish, eliminating the need for decking fascia. That's another potential cost reduction for the project. With steel deck framing, you are not limited to decking options, and you can use anything from composites and PVCs to hardwoods, stone or concrete pavers, metal decking options, and so much more. This allows limitless design creativity for you and your client. Steel is fire, insect, and rot resistant. There have been many fires around the world, and especially here in North America. Evolution Steel Frame is a Class A fire rating and is approved for wildland urban interface or WUI hazardous locations. Unlike wood, steel will not succumb to deterioration from insects and rot. Mother Nature does not give out warranties, but Fortress does. You can have ultimate peace of mind with the 25-year warranty. And for those building in coastal or saltwater environments, we offer a 10-year warranty. Let's take a look at the S-ledger and the ledger bracket. Starting at the top, if you follow the images from left to right, you will notice the ledger bracket installs onto the back side of the S-ledger. Once it's fully seated, the S-ledger is then installed onto the house or your structure. No screws are required to secure the ledger bracket as it is held in place by compression. Joists will then slide over the ledger bracket and secured with the screw on each side. Please note that Fortress does not provide the fasteners for the S-ledger connection to the structure, as this can vary widely. Pre-sized beam blocking and midspan straps ensure spacing is consistent so you can leave your tape measure in your tool belt. Once the deck is squared with your first joist and last joist installed, just drop in the blocking between each joist bay, and with less fasteners than traditional wood framing, your installation is quicker and easier. Let's take a closer look at the components for the Evolution steel frame system. The S-ledgers are available in 12-inch or 16-inch on-center joist spacing options. There is also a blank S-ledger for custom spacing or when used on angled applications. When using the blank S-ledger, the ledger bracket or other brackets can be secured with screws to the front side. All S-ledgers are available in 12-foot and 20-foot lengths. For simplicity, there is one type of beam, a 2-inch by 11-inch piece, and available in 8-foot, 12-foot, 16-foot, and 20-foot lengths. Beams are made of 16-gauge steel. If your project has a double beam track is used on the top and bottom along the full length of the double beam. The tracks are available in 4-foot lengths. To cover the open end of the beams, we offer beam caps. There is also one joist option, a 2-inch by 6-inch piece available in 12-foot, 14-foot, 16-foot, 18-foot, and 20-foot lengths. The joist is made of 16-gauge steel, and joist caps are available in the event of an exposed joist on the project design. There is currently one post option, an actual 3.5-inch by 3.5-inch square post, 10 feet in length. We went with a nominal 4x4 size to make it easier when mixing materials such as metal and wood or other products. Beam to post brackets are available in single beam or double beam configurations, and our post to pier bracket firmly secures the post to the footing. As you can see in the image, there is a spacer that lifts the post to allow moisture to drain and prevent corrosion. Please note that the anchor used to secure the post to pier bracket is not included and would need to be purchased separately. When doing a drop beam configuration, Fortress offers multiple rim joist options. These pre-punched rim joists shown here are designed for either 12-inch or 16-inch on-center joist spacing. These pre-punched rim joists are available in 8-foot lengths and used when decking fascia or trim will be used on the project. The tabs shown on the inside of the rim joist will attach with Evolution screws to each side of the joist. If plans do not call for decking fascia or trim, you can use the blank rim joist to provide a modern, clean look. For curves, choose the curved rim joist. The beak notches will allow for concave or convex curves, and the curved rim joist bracket secures the curved rim joist to the 2x6 joist. There is no need to cut the joist at angles when using these components, saving time while maximizing design options. As shown earlier, beam blocking is pre-sized in 10 inches and 14-inch lengths. The 10-inch beam blocking is for 12-inch on-center joist spacing, and the 14-inch length is for the 16-inch on-center joist spacing. Beam blocking is used in drop beam applications when joists will rest on top of and extend or cantilever past the beam. For any joist span greater than 8 feet, midspan straps or midspan blocking is used. These straps install from the underneath side of the joist between each joist bay and come in 4-foot lengths. If you have a deck that is on grade or where you can't install the strap from the underneath side, you can always install or lay those on the top side. When you secure your decking, it will hold the straps in place. Designed for 12 inches and 16-inch on-center joist spacing, the 12-inch OC strap covers 4 joist bays, while the 16-inch OC strap covers 3 joist bays. There are multiple bracket options to complete a range of design configurations. The F10 bracket is used in place of beam blocking in non-standard spacing applications, such as when adding additional joists for blocking or picture framing the deck boards. This bracket is also used to cover the opening on the bottom of the S-ledger. F10 brackets are sold in packs of 10 each. All other brackets are sold individually. The F50 bracket is a simple L bracket designed for multiple purposes. Use the F50 bracket to secure the first joist and the last joist to the S-ledger, and when connecting joists to the rim joist. The F50 bracket can also be used for perpendicular blocking or other applications. Hanger brackets, available in single or double joist options, are primarily used in flush beam applications. This is where the joists are even with the top of the beam. In my backyard, I have a tree growing through my deck, and double hanger brackets can also be used to frame around obstacles when joists are used as carry beams. We discussed the ledger bracket previously used with the S-ledger. The ledger bracket can also be used as a substitute for single hanger brackets or when adding additional blocking. Fortress also offers a 45-degree bracket for angled applications. Joists do not have to be cut at an angle when using these types of brackets. The curved rim joist bracket, as mentioned earlier, is also shown here in more detail. A convenience with the Evolution steel frame is we use one type of screw to connect all the components together. This is a 3/4 inch self-drilling screw, and a 5/16 nut driver is used for installation. The only fasteners that Fortress does not provide for is the S-ledger to the structure, the anchor to secure the post-to-pier bracket, bolts, nuts, and washers for beam splicing, and to secure the anchor bracket for the stairs. All other components are secured with the 3/4 inch self-drilling screws. In 2020, Fortress expanded the Evolution steel deck framing system to include our steel stair system. Let's take a closer look at these components and how we made stair assembly a breeze. For stair stringers, Fortress uses our 2x6 joist, or in some cases our 2x11 beams. Our innovative stair brackets are secured with our Evolution 3/4 inch screws to the stringer. Our stair strap and anchor brackets are like wood construction, creating familiarity so you can build with confidence. The stair tray spans between and connects to the stringers to provide support and attachment for stair treads. The 10-inch on-center supports will accommodate any type of decking or tread material. For clarity, this image only shows 2 stringers, but normal installations will require a minimum of 3 stringers. As mentioned, the Evolution 2x6 joist is commonly used as the stair stringer. Fortress has 3 different types of stair brackets, depending on the layout. A 7-inch by 11-inch fixed rise and run bracket, a 7 3/4 inch by 11 fixed rise and run bracket, and an adjustable bracket for rise and run configurations outside of those fixed bracket dimensions. The stair trays are 4 foot wide and provide an 11-inch depth. The tray can be cut down in width, or for wider stairs, used in conjunction with additional stair trays and stringers. The stair strap will secure the stringer to the steel deck frame, and the anchor bracket will firmly hold the stair stringer to the landing or concrete pad. You will need to provide your own anchor to secure the anchor bracket to the footer or landing. When using the adjustable stair brackets for installation, Fortress created a custom stair calculator. Simply choose your configuration, enter the values for total rise and tread depth, select the tray option and stringer type. Once all values are entered from the drop-down menu under Select a Stair Configuration, you can select the number of steps and total run desired. Once selected, scroll down on the page to find the install details for bracket spacing, pinhole locations, stringer length, and cut dimensions. There is also an option to download a PDF for detailed installation instructions. As with all things Fortress, we understand the importance of independent third-party testing and evaluation, and that's why Fortress continued to work with Intertek, a world-renowned agency, to gain approval with our Code Compliance Research Report. The report number is CCRR0313 and includes all the relevant span charts, connection details, and other pertinent information. Intertek's CCRR mark is widely accepted by many building departments and code officials. If your project requires site-specific engineering, or you are building a deck outside the simple design, Fortress does not provide or pay engineering services. We can refer you to a licensed engineer familiar with the product, and you can work directly with them for stamped approval. For the stair system, there are engineered stamped span tables available through Engineering Express for various live load and PSF or pounds per square foot loads in both 3 and 4 stringer configurations. Again, Fortress does not pay for these engineering services. You can work directly with Engineering Express for a stamped load table for your jurisdiction. The takeoff request form, or TORF as we commonly refer to it as, is what our estimators use to complete drawings and a material list for projects. This document includes the relevant project details, including contact information, deck and stair design and layout, and distributor and dealer information for follow-up and pricing. If you have drawings for the deck frame, we ask that you include those to assist with the takeoff process. Our estimators will reach out to you if they have any questions. Please note that lead times can range between 7 and 10 days and even longer during peak season for completed takeoffs and drawings to be returned. Fortress's estimators are just that, estimators. We take your layout and use the span charts and load tables in our CCRR to provide you with the material list. If you are building a 2-story deck, adding a roof, or additional elements beyond the basic deck design, you will need to seek a licensed engineer. After the engineer has approved a design, Fortress will then assist with the materials required for your project. As I mentioned earlier, Mother Nature does not provide warranties. Fortress does. Build with confidence backed by a 25-year warranty, and in coastal or saltwater environments, we offer a 10-year warranty. Having a warranty on a deck frame provides peace of mind for new construction or remodel projects, for homeowners, HOAs, multifamily developers, owners, general contractors, and so much more. You can now build with confidence. For assembly instructions, go to fortressbp.com under the Resources tab and select Installation Instructions, then select the steel framing. These detailed instructions provide critical information for planning, layout, and connections, a must for first-time users. There is also a short 8-minute video covering basic installation practices. For those of you with showrooms, we have a small floor display to provide a visual for the frame components. And we also offer a builder bag with the main components of the Evolution steel frame system to show your clients the actual materials that will be used. If you need a builder bag, reach out to your local Fortress sales rep today. Now that we have reviewed the main components and some resources, I want to be sure and point out a few best practices and things to know when using steel. The most important thing to know is that you will need to use a steel cutting circular saw with a steel cutting circular saw blade. We do not recommend using cutoff blades, grinding wheels, or abrasive steel blades to cut the Evolution steel framing materials. A steel cutting circular saw operates at a much lower RPM and cuts the steel slower for a better cut. Using a steel blade and a wood saw can damage the material as well as your tool. During installation, all joists and beams will have weep holes pre-drilled to allow for draining of moisture, so please pay attention and ensure that these are facing down during installation. After each cut is made, be sure to remove all metal shavings. A minimum of 2 coats of touch-up paint or 3 coats for coastal environments is required. Worksite cleanliness is important when working with steel. Cut all members away from the home and concrete slabs and away from pools and hot tubs. Do not allow metal shavings to fall into pools, as this can damage the lining and cause issues with the cleaning apparatus or the motor. When cutting with wood, sawdust is prevalent, and the same goes for cutting steel, except that instead of sawdust, there are a bunch of fine metal shavings. Be sure to remove the shavings from your components after cutting and clean the area where cutting takes place to prevent staining. All of these tips and best practices are in our installation instructions, so please read them and watch our video for more information prior to installation. Lateral bracing is a commonly used and sometimes required for installations. Although there is no definitive one-size-fits-all solution, joists are commonly used with F50 brackets or other brackets on the market to provide lateral bracing for projects. Consult with your local building department for lateral bracing requirements in your specific area or jurisdiction. For multiple beam spans on a project, the requirement is to splice beams over a post with a minimum 24-inch overlap. Again, the splice must be supported by a post at any location within the beam overlap. Drill a hole through the outer walls of the beams. The inner walls are then connected with 3/8 diameter through bolts, nuts, and washers. These bolts, nuts, and washers are sold separately. Take a look at the example from our installation instructions shown here. Here is this an actual installed application. In the image on the left, here's the beam overlap installed properly on a project. In the image on the right, do not butt two beams together over a post, as this is not an approved connection. Another common question that arises is railing post to frame connections. These next two slides will show various options for attaching railing post to our steel deck frame system. For clarity, deck boards are not shown. The common method is through bolting the railing post through the structural steel frame members. This image shows additional blocking used at the rim joists. This image here shows an additional joist commonly used in picture frame applications next to the outer joist, and intermediate blocking is used for support. As you can see, the railing post is through bolted to the frame with bolts, nuts, and washers. Railing post to frame connections may vary depending on the layout, and you may need to consult with a licensed engineer for connection details for your specific project. Alright, normal deck clips and fasteners just won't cut it. Yeah, pun intended. They just won't drill through the steel frame. Fortress's Hulk brand of fasteners is a perfect solution with an option for hidden clips and fasteners, color matched face screws, and screws specific for fascia or trim applications. All of the Hulk fastener brand of screws are also available for wood frame decks. Other industry solutions for attaching decking to Evolution steel frame include some familiar names. Camo has their EdgeX metal clips, which is a hidden deck fastener for metal framing that works well with their camo drive and lever tools. Starboard Industries is known for the deck fast metal screws and offers colors that match a myriad of decking brands on the market. Fasten Master has long been known for plug systems, and their Cortex Driller hidden fastening system will work well with metal frames. Now that we've reviewed the products, we've talked about some best practices, different resources, let's get down to business. How are you going to sell this to your clients? We got a few selling tips for you. And the first one here is selling tip number 1, quality. Comparing steel frame decks to wood frame decks. Steel is 100% recyclable, and recycling does not degrade quality. Evolution Steel Deck Frames has a Class A fire rating and is WUI approved. There are no callbacks for repairs after the wood frame has dried, causing warps, twist, or from rot and deterioration. Plus, wood isn't what it used to be, with much shorter harvest times. Just take a look at the growth rings in the image on the right. It's not getting any better. Selling tip number 2, design. With steel, you can achieve greater spans with less post, which provide a more open view. Low profile components gives you more headroom, especially for walkout basements. Not just for steel deck framing. These components can be used for pergolas, planter boxes, seats, and a myriad of other options. Custom fabricators can easily merge our product to existing or other steel frame structures. And you can also mix and match building materials for the ultimate in deck design and functionality. Selling tip number 3, the project. It's no secret that steel costs more than wood, but comparing steel frame to wood frames is like comparing apples and oranges. Many projects will include composite or synthetic decking, metal railing, and other premium features, so why not give them a premium frame system to go with it? Most contractors won't break down the cost for each component, materials, labor, etc. So selling frame with the total project cost will help to secure a signature on your contract with the client. Sell the frame with the total project cost will only add about 10 to 20%, and on a $40,000 deck, that's only $6,000 at a 15% rate. Prices will vary by market, but again, don't sell individual components, sell the whole system. Selling tip number 4, innovation. Did you know that steel is already used on many deck frames? It's true. Just take a look at many of the brackets already used on the market. Deck framing is the only component of a deck that is not improved nor advanced, and wood is only getting worse. Why put a long-lasting composite or synthetic deck on a frame with no warranty? With Evolution Steel Frame, no more wavy deck boards due to frame movement after drying or a few years exposed to the elements. It doesn't dry out, it doesn't warp, it doesn't rot, and it doesn't deteriorate. It's time to evolve. Are you with us?